Well, I just heard that we had our fourth hottest February since 1890 something here in Kansas. So what does that mean for the bonsai trees? Well, I'm not ready to repot, and I got a bunch of trees that are ready to go. A challenge that we're going to face with the trees already starting to leaf out, number one, is I haven't ordered all my supplies yet, but I think I've got enough stuff around that I can make a couple repots happen now. The other challenge is we have to watch the weather. These trees are going to have to be protected. If I pull them out of their winter holding and do a repot on them, I can't let them freeze at night. It looks like here in central Kansas, our temperatures are going to stay in the 60s and 70s for about the next 10 days, and only 1 or 2 nights are we going to be below freezing. So I'm going to have to do some extra protection, probably bring them in for the night on those days. This is February 25th today. If I don't work on this maple tree today, I probably won't get it done, and it desperately needs repotting. The biggest issue is the wooden container it's in. So I need to get it out of there. My goal is to get this out of the pot and to rake out the roots, determine what I can take off or how I need to do some root pruning, and then I'm going to put it into another container. I've got a plastic container that's just, a training pot type of deal. It's nothing fancy, nothing great, but it'll serve the purpose for what I'm going to do with this tree. Maybe for some of you that are new here or new to bonsai and are maybe just trying to figure out for the first time how to repot, what I'm doing is just going in here and raking out the roots, and I'm trying to rake them out in such a way that I don't damage them or break them. Just trying to tease them out a little bit. I'm not getting I'm sorry, I'm not getting too aggressive with them. You just want to tease that out. Get something like a chopstick, or I've got these this root rake with tweezers on it, and just going in there trying to find the pockets of soil that are in there and just kind of teasing that out. The thing you want to pay attention to, I'm working in the sun, and even though it's February, these roots can dry out, so some of these I might be trimming off anyways, but I just want to make sure that they stay moist while I'm working on the tree. I can clearly see I've got some undesirable roots right here. Hopefully when we get this all cleaned out, we'll determine if we can remove that. When you're doing this work, you want to make sure that you get all the old wire out too from the last time you tied your tree in. Got a little bit of roots here to work around to get this one out. So right now I'm going in, and any of the roots that are pretty coarse and they're kind of sticking up or growing in an upward position, I'm just cutting those off. Like that. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing on the underneath side, anything that's kind of growing down, because I'm looking for a radial pattern here, and I just want all of the roots to be growing out like the spokes of a wheel, and not up towards the surface or down towards the bottom. So I'm just going to keep plugging away here a bit longer. whenever I cut something, I want to make sure I can remove all the root. I just don't want it in there rotting and taking up space. So I'll just keep going here. Okay, I've made a lot of cuts to the tree and cleaned up some of the coarse branches. I'm sorry, coarse roots. A few more snips here and there, and I'm gonna be ready to put this thing back in a pot. I'm gonna wash it out one more time, get this last bit of old soil out, and then be able to comb it out and be able to inspect for any last roots that I might have forgotten. But you know, I'm pretty happy with the root trim on this. We'll get this back in the pot, let it grow again. First taper here. Yeah, I don't like it either, but it's there and that's what it is for now. If I might decide, I've got another tree or two that I planted back into the ground to see if I couldn't fix that. If I'm successful with that, with what's in the ground now, I may go ahead and throw this in the ground and see if I can't fix that a little bit. But for now, that's what it is. One thing I would like to stress here, though, is when you're doing this, take your time. I've rushed way too many of these just because I had this fear of having the tree out of the container. And if you keep the roots moist while you're working on it, you should be fine. So just make sure that you get everything done that you want to do, and just take care of the roots as you're working, and don't rush it. You'll be good. Okay, I am finished. I think it went pretty well. We're still gonna have some cold weather coming up, I'm sure. Everything in the next 10 days is spring weather, but this is Kansas, so we've got second winter coming soon, I'm sure. Up top here, I just snipped a few branches off. I want to create a new leader here, and then once the tree has leafed out and starts growing again, I'll make some other decisions about these branches. I alluded to the inverse taper here earlier. We'll figure that out at a later date. It might go back in the ground. I don't know. Depends on the success of other stuff I've got in the ground. And then a lot of these branches up top here, they're a little bit big for what they should be right now. But we'll deal with it as it comes. So I think got a good repot, and the first repot of 2024 is in the books. Hey, I noticed I'm probably about 5 or 6 subscribers away from hitting 500. I sure would appreciate if you're watching the video and have not subscribed yet. If you do that and help me get over 500. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Take care and happy spring.